All right, I'll get it started. Welcome to today's IDRPP's Assistive Technology Solutions Echo. I'm Leo. I'm the project assistant for Project Echo here up at IDRPP. And today, Janelle is actually at a conference, so I'll be doing a bit of the housekeeping slides, and we're really happy to have you guys here. And if you've been here before, you may know this, but we are recording this Echo session for educational and quality improvement purposes. So by participating in this session, you are consenting to being recorded. So if you don't wish to be recorded, you may disconnect from this session now. But we really do thank you for being here today. Your participation and your insights are really what make these sessions meaningful. And we really do hope that you'll stay and be a part of this conversation. And also, Echo is a participatory community and an interactive community. So presenters, stakeholders, and community members all communicate and support each other during a session. And participants are expected to be engaged in asking questions after or during the didactic in the chat, and just to provide feedback for that case presentation that we'll have today. And also that brings me to my case plug, because case narratives are just a really great way to gain new ideas and information on maybe a case that you've been struggling with or that you may think that you have ran out of ideas, but case presentations are just a wonderful way to network with each other and meet new people from different organizations. And let's also just remember to please protect individual privacy. So just avoid sharing real names or identifying details when sharing examples. If you are unsure, feel free to check with a hub member who should have an asterisk by their name, and we're all happy to help. This just keeps our space safe and respectful for everyone. There are three key components to an echo session. The first is our didactic expert presentation, and today we are having Jason Wheeler, who's the executive director of Assist Community Design Center, talk to us about assistive technology, home modifications, and support design solutions. Our second key component is our case presentation, who thank you to our hub member Dan, who provided us our case for today. And our third component is just that professional networking that grows when we exchange ideas and resources with each other. And this is just how to rename your profile. If you click those little three dots and click the rename option, we just ask that you rename your profile to your first and last name, your state, your job title, and your organization. And this is just a little feature on how to raise your hand, and that feature has moved to the React button. So if you'd like to raise your hand and ask a question during the didactic, it's a great feature to use. And just to go over some quick echo session etiquette, just remember to please respect presenters or other participants by using chat or raising hands to contribute when the presenter is speaking. And let's also keep our questions brief and on topic, as it helps everyone get into the conversation. It also assures that we give our presenter and our participants who want to get their ideas out there our full attention and time. And if you could, just please introduce yourself and your organization before asking a question. We just really like to to know each other over this virtual Zoom call. And last, we do encourage you to turn your camera on, as it helps us connect over this virtual echo session. In credit for attendance, so Tori Coons will be dropping a survey link throughout today's session in the chat. So by filling out that survey, you can earn a certificate of attendance for participating in our Assistive Technology Solutions Echo. Many participants actually share these certificates with their employers or supervisors as documentation of ongoing professional learning. So to receive your certificate, just make sure to complete that survey and be on the lookout for that chat message from Tori. And also, Canvas is a really great way to access today's resources from the session. And if you would like an invite to our Canvas page, please email projectecho@usu.edu, and we can send you an invite, and you can access the presenter slides, the recordings, as well as our case discussions and additional resources if they're provided by the presenter. And then just another quick plug for case studies. It's again just a really great way to share information about real life situations and to hear from colleagues about recommendations that you might have not thought of before. It's also really good to receive just that valuable feedback that you can take back and apply to your everyday work life. So if you're interested in presenting a case study, please reach out to projectecho@usu.edu, and we can get that case presentation started. And lastly, if you would like to, you can follow USU IDRPP's Project Echo on social media. We have a Facebook page, an Instagram page, and a LinkedIn page. We just share a lot of updates around the sessions, when sessions are happening, and some impactful resources from sessions as well. So again, thank you for your participation today. And yeah, sorry, Tori, I'm gonna have you come off mute and I'm just gonna ask it if Jason is here.
He has not shown up yet.
All right, that's okay. Hey, so I think due to some unforeseen circumstances, I don't think Jason Willer will be able to join us today. We were super excited, so I really do apologize for that. I think what we'll end up doing is we still have a case presentation and we really like to share our knowledge and ideas with each other. So I'm just going to go ahead and present the case presentation unless Dan would like to
Dan is
present it,
here.
but do you want to present it? I can pull it up too. I have it pulled up.
I'd appreciate it if you pull it up.
Okay.
And then I would say, why don't we just assign someone to call Jay and see what's going on there? I'm guessing just first time presenting, he's forgotten or something. So
Yeah, I
maybe
I
while we're in the
did.
case presentation, he'll have time to hop on. So we'll do it in reverse today.
Well, actually, I
Awesome.
called the assist and he's
Oh,
not available. So we'll just
oh,
reschedule for the whole modification session later
okay.
on.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. So I'm Dan, work at UATP. Heard my annoying voice again. But here we go. So next slide. We have an individual. His name's Jim. He's 24. He lives at home with his family, and they help him managing POTS and his allergies. And I know when I first heard it, I had no idea what POTS was, so I threw down some definitions here. Um, I'm losing something. There we go. Okay. It's a condition that causes a number of symptoms when you go from laying down to standing up. And for him, he found that if he was standing up for a period of time, his feet would start going blue. He'd start getting dizzy. He's passed out in the past. And he also, like when we were sitting with him and having a conversation on the couch, he was sitting on the couch for a while and he's like, I need to lay down. And he lay down on the couch. And we had the rest of the conversation with him laying down so that he can try and manage it. So his body is happy when he's laying down, but makes it hard to live life from laying down, right? In addition to that, he has allergies. And his allergies are unique. It's not just a specific food allergy. It seems like it's a lot of the pollen that's in the air, or something that's in the air because summertime hates him and he loves wintertime. And yes, we chatted about ultimately after everything being said, maybe moving to Alaska. And he's like, I have seriously considered it, because it's dead most of the year. And he's like, I can get outside and enjoy outside more. Um, his How long he can be upright before he starts having negative side effects has changed, and he has good days and bad days. And so that's also playing into this, that some days he could be up and be out for 20 minutes, and another day, 2 minutes, he needs to lay back down again. So he's someone that has to carefully manage his energy, right? So, okay, next. So I think I kind of mentioned a little bit of this. Oh, for going outside, he wears long sleeves and pants pretty much most of the time that he's going outside. And when he gets back to the house, so he doesn't get any of the pollen inside his living spaces, he just changes when he gets home. And he has some wipes that he can use for quick wiping off if he's touched something that's starting to give him allergies. He has walk-in, shower, and stool, but after he's showered, I explained about his feet turning blue. So um, if we go ahead and move on to the next slide, he's someone that he's reached out and he's managing, right? He's alive and he doesn't have specific goals that he's saying, I want to be able to do this, other than, lots of things, right? I'd like to see a lot of things happen, but he's more consigned to how he's currently managing life. But he understands that assistive technology keeps changing, and he understands that there might be something for him. Some people have reached out and kind of encouraged him to contact and learn and maybe find a solution, implement something, right? And so that's kind of the thought process that he has. He does enjoy gaming, but he's interested in getting engaged more than just with the gaming community. So anything that can be helpful for him in actually accomplishing the activities, maybe managing his energy, any of that he's willing to try and would be interested in learning about. Next slide. If there is a next slide. Okay, yeah. So as far as us breaking into groups, this is kind of the thought process. I don't think we're going to have this separated, just each group. You can discuss any of these things. And then when we get back together, we'll go ahead and share our thoughts. But I kind of broke it down to, living inside the home, maybe how it can help managing that with the elevation. And then as far as getting outside, getting out around the community, both just like getting outdoors with the whole allergy situation, but then also the community integration, maybe what are activities that might be a better fit or suit for someone like him that maybe we could encourage him towards. Um, just a small note on this. I know some things you face for different clients and you're like, I got this. I know exactly what this person's need. When this arrived to me, I was definitely like, I have no idea. I'm brainstorming here a lot. But I also met an individual, not this case study, different, but he has extremely limited on any movement in his body. And I thought, gosh, what does a guy like this do? Right? And he's like, I'll tell you what I do. I'm a sharpshooter, rapid fire. I was just like, oh, okay. And he's like, yeah, here's a video of me. And there's a video of him. He's in a reclined position. He's got the guns there. Someone else is swapping out the magazine for him, but he is just nailing every single one in the bullseye there, right? So, feel free to be creative and feel free to, I don't know, feel optimistic on what ideas might work for him. Be willing to try things. So, okay, that's the end for me for kind of presenting it. Oh, sorry. The last thing before we break into groups, I always ask is there any questions you'd like to ask about the case study, the information that I provided before we break into groups?
Wondering about allergies, like severity level, like are we talking like anaphylaxis or like or itchy, scratchy, high V, and that's about it?
The
Um,
second one. Yeah,
okay.
he's not about to go into shock or emergency to the ER. Yeah, yeah. Great question there. Yeah. Sensitivity is annoying, but not life-threatening. Um, do we have the last list that I provided that can be dumped into the group chats? Or
I'm
actually,
gonna
would you
type.
just share that page again? Everyone can snap a quick picture of it, and we'll break into
Oh,
our group.
that's so true. Good idea.
Or do a screenshot either way. Cool.
Oops. Wait, hold on.
Okay. Thank you. I'll see you in one of the groups.
So, all right. If you guys don't have any questions, thank you, Tori. We'll just hop into those breakout rooms. Hi, everyone. I hope everybody is back, and I assuming everybody is back. So, I'll start first since I was one of the ones who took notes and thankfully Bora facilitated for me. We actually had some really great discussion and just a lot of great ideas. I think it can just be broken down again into those three categories. First, with just daily living activities in the home, I think a lot, maybe some of the conversation or a lot of the conversation kind of surrounded around just his personal care and his hygiene. I really like that one of the participants said that one of the things that we have to deal with first is that we should just try and help him breathe, like maybe even consider getting him a respirator and then start thinking about further steps after that. The second thing on outdoor accessibility would probably be just to have better, not better, but to have the proper gear to go outside and to reduce his allergies when he does go outside. I think a great idea that came about was probably just to have a designated transition room in his house so he's not tracking in any of the pollen into his home. It's just in that designated area. We also had a lot of conversations about whether or not does he have any filters in his home or not. Like I think they're HEPA or HEPA. certified filters, but those would probably be really helpful, as well as just some high filtration masks when he's going outside, wide brimmed hat, long sleeve. That may help him a lot with the allergies. And last, with community integration, I think I honestly just talked a lot about the online gaming communities that he could join, like even Discord. I think Ed even said something about his reclining chair. I already forgot what it was called, but this almost no gravity chair where they're in that position he could play games for a long time. I don't know if you want to correct me on that, Ed, but yeah.
It's just a zero gravity chair and it just has the monitor come over so he can be laying back and see the monitor. Tom Bowman's the expert on that one.
Awesome, awesome. And then our second group, I don't know who took notes or who would like to share.
I did. So some of the things are similar to what you shared. So things are similar. I'll skip over. I have about 2 pages of notes. We had lots of good discussion here. One of the things we talked about was fluids and salt intake for managing POTS. I guess there is such a thing as salt sticks. I just learned that some people have for kind of on the go, so they can take that in. But then, yes, definitely with allergies, talked about filtering, talked about, hey, making sure we're getting good allergy test so we know the correct antihistamine that can counter it, how we can manage that. As far as going around in the community, there's talk about getting a power wheelchair so that when he does need to stop, recline, he can do that with that power wheelchair with the power tilt and recline. Um, uh, hmm. Also, kind of some thoughts towards like mental health and towards light physical therapy, right? Helping him not waste away and saying, I can't do something, but instead having something of implementable workout routine so that he can keep up what strength he has and hopefully increase it, right? So whether you're doing that indoor or outdoors, as far as activities in the community, one was talk about maybe at the pool. Maybe going to the pool might be a good area for him as far as, he can change his orientation while he's in the water, and then also he's not immersed in the outdoors. Hopefully he's not allergic to chlorine. We need to check on that one. He might be able to join a water sport. We talked about connecting with independent living center local to him, maybe participating in some of their activities or any sort of setting where he can be in a group so that if he is having a rough time, he's not just alone, solo. There's someone there that can be supportive with him. There was talk about, hey, maybe instead of thinking about ways to go out in the community, can we bring the community to him? Are there any activities, part of a church group that might be able to come in, or just some neighborhoods that come in, maybe have a board night, something along those lines. And then looking for maybe a community group on Facebook, Dysautonomia, I totally butchered that, Foundation. And maybe also just kind of looking more at the doctor side of things, maybe finding a different specialist that might be able to help him out. Anyways, that's a lot of the ideas we had there.
Hey, it sounds like you guys had some great conversations. I learned something new from that too, because I didn't know that Salt 6 existed either, so that's pretty great. Again, it doesn't look like our presenter would be able to join us today, so we do apologize for that. But I would just like to thank all of you for staying here with us and just discussing the case presentation. I think it's really wonderful to network with each other and just to share these great ideas and resources with each other. Just as I mentioned, I didn't even know about salt sticks, and now I do. So I think it's great to just bring up all of these new ideas so all of us can access these resources as well, because I think that's really important. So if you would like to, you can join us again on June 2nd. We will have a presentation by Kurt Phillips, who is our Director of Services here at the IDRPP. He'll be presenting on mobility and the human experience. And also, please make sure that you take in that survey for that certificate of attendance. Tori's been dropping that link throughout the chat in session today. And Also, if you would like to access the case recommendations that we came up with for today's case, you can request for a Canvas page invite and we can send that over to you. Once you accept that Canvas page invite, you'll have access to those case recommendations and just additional resources that we may have come up with from today's session. So again, thank you guys for joining.